My name is Gary Kendall, if we haven't met. And in the mentoring moments, what we do is we take some of the backstage life of a pastor or a pastor's wife. It could be a leader in ministry, male or female. And we talk about what happens backstage. If you compare it to front stage, if you make a mistake there, everybody is able to hear that mistake and see it. On the backstage, people are not as aware. And we like to lean into this kind of more private side of the ministry and talk about the things that will help us to be able to succeed as individuals and as pastors or leaders. And I pick from a variety of different kinds of ideas. Today, in this next season of Mentoring Moments, we'll talk about the next 4 episodes, and they'll all be grouped around the idea of what does your private prayer life look like? How does it function? How does it work? How do you make the most of it? So let me give you an introduction. I'm going to talk about prayer, not so much for like your morning devotions, or maybe you have them in the evening, and not so much your routine. Maybe you pray through the Lord's Prayer or something like that. I'm not sure if you have a routine or you use a prayer list. I'm going to talk about a way that you can take 5 minutes or 50 minutes or 5 hours if you wanted, and give you a way to think about prayer that's expandable. If you needed to step out of your office for 5 minutes and go through this outline I'm going to give you, I really believe it could reset your day. If you had 50 minutes, even better. If you wake up in the middle of a night and you can't go back to sleep, maybe you're trying to solve the world's problems. If you began to use this outline, eventually you can memorize it. It's easy to remember. And it can get you back on track. And it will do several things. It will help you be connected to God. It will help you to realize what's going on in your own headspace. And it will lead you to a place where you can yield to God's leadership and apply what you learned from this time. And honestly, it can happen in 5 minutes. There are sometimes I'm working in my downstairs office at my house, and I walk out the door and I walk into my backyard, there's a little porch there, and I literally pray through this outline in 5 to 10 minutes, and it kind of resets my whole frame of mind. And we need that from time to time. Maybe you have a phone call that's upsetting, or you have an argument with your spouse or your child, and you need a reset. Well, this is a way that you can do that. You could think about this as an index prayer. I'm going to give you 6 points to remember, and I'm going to ask, in fact, if you would go get a piece of paper, an index card, maybe your journal, or maybe you want to just record it on your phone. I'm going to give you 6 words to write down. And then in the episodes that follow, we're going to go into each one of those briefly and give you an outline that you could use when you need to use it. Are you ready? Here are the 6. So the first word I want you to write down is the word invite. Then I want you to write down the word thank. The next word is feel. The next word is look. Next is yield. And finally, apply. Now, those just seem like words that are disconnected right now, but by the time we're done, they'll make a lot of sense. So in the episodes that follow along, and I'll unpack each one of those briefly and also illustrate it as we go. So let's go.